As we move through the seasons, it's important to make sure that when we crank up the air, we keep the cool in, and when we finally turn on the furnace, we don't leak the heat to the outside.
Having efficient windows is the key to keeping the expensive air we pay for heating and cooling our homes. And Pat Doherty joins us now from Windows of Greater
It's almost winter.
I know. Well, and speaking of that, it is. I mean, it's fall now. It's almost winter. Why is it important to change our windows now?
Well, it's a big time of the year. A lot of times it's in the spring. A lot of times people do it to beat the heat, and now the fall. Plus, you know, and then they've realized that after the summer, it's like, oh, it's cracking. Now they see the condensation in the windows, and it's cold.
Yeah.
And they feel the windows are rattling.
They feel it in their bones because it's coming right through the window.
But they feel the wind, and then they feel rattles all the time, you know.
Right, and so the window technology, obviously, tell us a little bit about the technology.
The technology has gone astronomically over the year. It's like everything else keeps getting better and better and better. I mean, our windows are, give an example, they're 3 1/4 thick. A lot of windows are 2 5/8, 2 7/8. That allows you, one, is to build a much bigger window than most people can build. So I can support a great big window, putting it in 1 versus 2. Noise. Average window in town, I'm probably 10, 12 times quieter.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's huge.
It's huge. I mean, how many times I tell people you won't see those cars that go by. I mean, you won't hear the cars go by. You'll see them, but and they are shell shocked when we're done, or the noise, or the rattling, or the dust, you know, or something like that. Our glass, if it's 120 on the outside, it'll go down to 80 on the inside, and it mirrors off because it's silver lined on the inside. That's part of the new technology. Makes it low E. You have to bounce the UV rays off. It's reinforced for those that are really into the environment,
the green,
the environment. I mean, they're talking about that in New York. They're giving all the thing about that. It's rather than have steel or metal reinforcing it, which expands and shrinks, cold and thing. They have a composite, doesn't move, doesn't freeze, and it's 10 times stronger than.
And on the green, don't people get a tax credit if they put in certain types of windows? That's gone?
That's gone.
Okay.
The tax credit's gone. But
you're looking at saving money.
Monthly savings. I mean, they did a study a while back. Average home has got 12 windows, and if you took and put it in what they call like a lifetime, a very good window, you can literally save 40%. Now, I've done houses where they've done 50, especially if it's an east-west house, and it's 2-story. Astronomical difference.
That's
huge
wild.
difference.
And I noticed that the frames also on the windows are thick. Why is that important?
Because one is for strength, if it's a big window. Thickness gives you, because they have a lot of chambers in it. Think of like a honeycomb. The more chambers you have, it acts like insulation, or like people that are from the Midwest, a down coat. Why is the feathers very warm, insulation-wise?
Gotcha.
And noise-wise.
So is it only windows that you do, or is it also patio doors?
Patio doors, and we do French doors, and once in a while we'll do entry doors and stuff like that.
I like that.
I mean, even now with our patio doors, we have a new thing that you can do a doggy door inside the patio door.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
and
wow.
That was a big thing. For years, it's like you couldn't. If everybody bought them, they bought cheap ones, or
And those doggy doors, how can you control the heat leaking out of the cooling?
Because it's built into the glass. It's a system that's built right into it, and it's got a little thing so you can cover it if you go out of town. But it's really nice magnetic.
Got kind of a stopper on it.
A stopper on it. Very nice magnetic, and the glass is very thick.
That's wonderful.
And they have like argon gas between the glass today, so makes a huge difference.
That's advanced. And so, also along with your business, we were talking a little bit before the show, and you have really a 3-prong approach that you take to customer service and to managing your business. So tell us, what are the 3 prongs?
I mean, I always say it's like a 3-prong electrical plug-in.
Yeah.
The product has what I always call a wow factor, and I tell this to people when I'm doing it in the home. When we're done, it'll have a wow factor. Aesthetically, it looks gorgeous. The heat's gone, the cold's gone, the noise is gone. It's solid, all that. So the window, in a way, sells itself. 2 is price. If you don't have the overhead expense, and everybody in business has to be, you can cut your cost. I don't have a showroom. Chose not to do one years ago, got talked out of it by a very successful business guy in town. He said the trend is going away. People aren't going to it. And I hear it. I hear it, and people say, I went to XYZ.
Right.
And the person in there didn't know anything, so that was a wasted trip.
People are shopping online a lot, and they want you to come to them.
They want them to come to them. They don't have the time to do that. And if you bring the estimates, I mean, you bring the product, show it to them, and then they can see where it fits into their window. And then third is the installation. Yeah. Because those 2 could be, you could love the windows, but you're saying the schmucks cracked my tile, they cracked the wall, they didn't do this, they didn't put the stucco back on. But if you do those 3 perfect, it's a 3-prong electrical. Cites example. I'm on the preferred vendor of Saddlebrook, Sun City, and Quail Creek.
Wow.
So what does that mean?
That means that I'm their preferred vendor, and you have to qualify to a certain grade. You've got to do good work to continue doing that.
Wow.
So that, add the 3, you're probably 250 to 300 home combination. You couldn't do higher end homes and stay on the preferred if you were doing bad work.
Definitely.
I mean, right. I mean, you know, if you were leaving dust all over the place or you cracked the top. So that in itself. So it's like, that's why I kind of tie it in the three-prong. You can beat me price, but start giving up a lot.
Yep.
It goes down smaller this way, the glass is not as good, the warranty's not as good, something.
Yeah.
Or, and I've been doing it long enough where I've seen some really junk work.
Yeah, and you've been doing this for a while. I mean,
Well,
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 years. We're going on 7 years.
That's wonderful.
I mean, we put in 9,500 windows.
Yeah.
Wow.
1,200 customers.
That's a lot.
It sells itself.
And you're not looking to
Absolutely.
be the biggest. You're
Well,
looking
not
to be the best.
The best, right. But I always say it goes back to, it's something very simple, and I'll sell this to people in the house, is my goal is to sell you. Really, my goal is for you to sell 10 other people.
Absolutely.
That is that's
Right.
the greatest advertising period is. I
You
mean,
have
love
a
your
party,
show,
people come
but I don't
over?
need to have
Yeah.
your show if everybody's super duper happy eventually. You know, that's what you
It's
want
all
to
about
do.
creating promoters, right?
Correct, and you want to absolutely.
Definitely. Pat, thank you so much for
Oh,
coming
thanks
on
for having
today.
me back
You're welcome
on.
back
Thank
anytime.
you, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Call today and get $75 off of orders of 4 or more windows. For more information, you can call 488-9469, or you can go to their website, windowsofgreatertucson.com. Again, you can call today, 488-9469, and windowsofgreatertucson.com.
Coming up, if you've been considering adding a furry little friend to your family, we know the place to start. More of that after the break.